with the Lovers card is, you know, they're naked. They're completely vulnerable to each other. They are not just there alone. They are with their higher selves. This is the universe that is really in support of what this connection is all about. And by doing that, you go into the Judgment card. Hello Aries, and welcome to Divine Goddess Tarot. My name is Jessica, and this is for your Sun, Moon, and Rising, as well as your Venus. So to get the full scope, of course, make sure to check out the other signs as well. Let's get started with the overall energy for the week. This is going to be an interesting week. It already has been with Mercury in its shadow. So let's see what messages are for you right there. Eternal Dance, Movement, Wheel of Life, Path, and Least Resistance. Love that. That's a beautiful card. All right. And then let's check with your messages from your higher self or your future self and see what is coming through. I'm feeling that one right there. Before the gathering, celebration, anticipation, and an event. So some of you might be having something coming up. And then we're going to go to your guides, your angels, your goddess, your gods. Oh wow, that was fast. Innovation, new creations. So that is your 5D support system that is backing you. And so we're going to check out what messages are coming through for you there. And then just something to look out for right there. You are stronger than you know. So this is just a message out there. We're going to define that clear with tarot to what exactly those messages that are coming through and what energies we are picking up. So let's see. So for the Eternal Dance, we've got the Lovers. So this week could be, yes, 4 Wands. So definitely looking at a love relationship here. And I felt that one and it went in right there, those two. So Judgment and 7 of Wands. So, okay, and then your future higher self. Messages for Aries right there. So 10 of Pentacles. Queen of Wands. And Ace of Wands. Your guides, 5D messages. Right there, Knight of Cups. Beautiful. I love this reading so far. Hangman, bottom of the deck. Got Ace of Pentacles. Aces. Definitely some new things coming up. Yep, 3 of Wands. For things to look out for. 10 of Swords. Definitely. And 5 of Cups. Alright. So, some of you... Oh, wrong side. Some of you are definitely dealing with a love relationship here for this week. You know, and this could be something that, because we've got a little bit of conflict here, but this is a beautiful thing. So I feel with Mercury in retrograde, it's, you know, everyone gets afraid of it, but really Mercury in retrograde is such a beautiful cosmic event that happens for our good. It shows us it's kind of that mirror of having us look backward and see what's working, seeing what is in our line of alignment of our future goals and what isn't working. And sometimes things from the past come up to show us a lot of times how far we've come, or they create moments for us to get on a different path altogether. And with the 3 of Wands here, I'm really loving this energy right here, and this is kind of what to look out for, is there are new paths here. So I'm kind of jumping ahead a little bit because I feel like this will wind this up of where this is going, is that there's choice. There's really the opportunity here to start off on a new path. And with the Lovers card here, I love this card. This is this can be an actual love relationship, something that is either existing or something that you're moving into. But what I do see is that this energy this week is very beautiful. It's very romantic. It's an eternal dance. This could even be a twin flame connection. But what I'm feeling is that this relationship, whatever this is a part of your destiny. And so with that, there's the opportunity with the Four of Wands here to really create foundational beginnings, or something that builds on the relationship that you have. And what I'm really hearing here with the Lovers card is, they're naked. They're completely vulnerable to each other. They are not just there alone. They are with their higher selves. This is the universe that is really in support of what this connection is all about. And by doing that, you go into the Judgment card. And I love this because this is your higher self. Really, there's a lot of guided energy here to this connection, and for whatever reason. And there's, you even have come into your own reading with the Queen of Wands here. There's a lot of good fire energy that is supporting this romantic relationship. And so with the Seven of Wands here, that I feel like just popped out as an additional card, is really about you get to, in this relationship though, of course, have your boundaries, stand for what you believe in, be your authentic self, but there is also a way of doing that. And with this, with the Four of Wands, with this beautiful card before the gathering, this could also be somebody who is getting married or engaged. This is very beautiful. There's something coming up here that for some of you, perhaps an engagement of some sort, moving in together. It could just be that sort of thing. It doesn't necessarily have to be a physical wedding, but it is a joining of two people. And so with your higher self, this is something that, this is the Ten of Pentacles is the Tree of Life. This symbolizes there's a completion to something that is happening here. This is destiny. This is part of your journey with each other is this person. And I feel like it's so beautiful. The Queen of Wands is here with that energy, that Aries, beautiful, fiery energy. And I feel that some of you have really done the work to be that presence of solid emotion with that fiery energy. The Queen of Wands is a symbol of keeping the romance, and she's a queen who really knows how to go after what she wants in life, and she's not afraid to do it, and she does it with her fieriness of her persuasion and romance, and no matter where you identify with, whether you're the masculine or feminine, Mercury's already messing with my communication. So that is another key, is right now is to be bold in your communication, to be fiery, to be romantic, be vulnerable in this connection, and to not be afraid of it, because usually that's what happens when we do find love, is the first thing that comes up is all of a sudden the fears that we'll lose it. So this is just a little key here of knowing what's yours. This is a beautiful encouragement that you are on a beautiful path, your path. And with that, you have the Ace of Wands. So if this is a relationship that has already been going on, now is the time with Mercury retrograde to communicate, I'm feeling, love and vulnerability. And be wise with that. It's always at this time where our tempers can flare, rather than going into love and acceptance and kind of that fool's fearless, just taking a leap of faith. And so and I'm surprised the Fool isn't here with this. And so with the Ace of Wands, there's new things coming in as well. And I really feel that more or less this is an opportunity to even hold the space for something new. For perhaps if there's anything lacking in this, or you feel that there's something missing here, that this is your symbol of holding the space for a surprise, something new, a new spark. If it's been a relationship that has been going on for some time, Mercury retrograde can really kind of tussle up some things, especially if you've been in a stagnant place. And so don't be afraid of what comes up during this time, because it is for you. It is for you to really move into that romantic, vulnerable state so that you can have that eternal dance. And these ebbs and flows or things that come up are for us for change. So don't be afraid of whatever happens in this coming week and as well in the future. Innovation and new creation. This is very beautiful, very goddess energy, because that's, after all, the goddess energy is to push the power of into action. And so your guides are with that. You've got the Knight of Cups here, which to me, this is an action knight. The horse is definitely moving, but it's on solid footing of knowing your feelings and emotions. So during this time, it is really important for us to, as Mercury is going into retrograde, just to know that when we are feeling full, be slow on moving forward with the action of if our feelings and emotions are a little bit out of tune. If you feel like you are highly volatile in your emotions, that I'm hearing to take a step back and hang tight for a minute and see if those emotions you can flow through them instead of putting them on your partner or the people that you love. To really hang tight. His crown chakra is really enlightened. So go into your intuition of knowing this too shall pass. And when we have that energy of just being really patient with our strides during these highly volatile times, then we can communicate our feelings a lot better. It's not to stifle them, it is to just move with caution and care. And when we do, we have the ability with the Ace of Pentacles here to really offer something that's a little bit more clear, more stable, and really get what we want, because it is how we approach something, is how we get a reaction. And if we do it in too much feeling and emotion that shuts someone down, we may not get the response that they truly want to give, because they've gone into a protective mode. And so truly how we show up is how we get a reaction. So our offerings, make sure that they're really sound, they're really coming a place from heart and not fear, of love. If there is concerns, it's not saying to not stand. Remember, you've got this here. It is stand. You've been doing that. I feel like this is really beautiful energy. Just be careful with all of this other, Mercury energy. And when it gets tough, I'm hearing that you are stronger than you know. So I love this. This is such beautiful reminders. Sometimes we forget that, especially when things get kind of sticky. So if they do, I'm feeling all good here. There's just always that's a little bit of that roller coaster ride with Mercury in retrograde, that sometimes all of a sudden we can hit a bump and it can feel really scary because it takes us back. Okay, that's the purpose of Mercury, of things that didn't work, or things that hurt, or things, and you can feel those old bruises of like going, oh, is this what this is? And that's what Mercury retrograde is here to remind us, what we get to heal, because what we haven't healed, it surfaces. Okay, and then of course this is your choice. Your choice is really to remember this. You have a choice to remember how strong you are, and that perhaps this situation isn't what the situation was in the past. And so we have choices. We always have choices. And as we set off into this adventure, because this truly is something that you are creating for your life right here, and you have always in choice of how to view it. And when you do that, you have you're really making a mastery of your life, rather than being a bystander of it. Ten of Swords is caution. If we make the choice to just go into our fears, we're going to feel this way. So I'm really feeling that this is that hidden energy. And then last but not least, you have the Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups is, I'm feeling that when things do get, if you have that dip, which I'm feeling everyone's going to this next week, that is where it is inspiring you to look at the cups that are full, to keep your eyes on what you do have, really stay in gratitude, feel like whatever you don't see at this time that may feel murky, to just keep focusing on the good. Keep focusing on the cups that you have full, and the things that didn't work weren't supposed to. And that's the evolution of relationships. You know, we do things together and we find out what doesn't work, and then we communicate that, and then we come together and create something new, and that's actually, well, that's what's supposed to happen. And then we teach each other how to be secure in the alignment of love, rather than perhaps other ways of doing things that weren't love, that don't work in the relationship. So I love this. This is very beautiful, Aries. If you know, to get a fuller scope, like I say, always go make sure to check out your sun, moon, and rising, or your Venus. See what's going on to get a more accurate description of the full energies for you. So I love this. I look forward to seeing you next week, and I'll see you then. Bye.